Hi guys. Okay, this is a response to one of my followers who was actually at the Georgia Bushcraft gathering whenever I did my kukri class, and I had mentioned I had carried a machete for many years before getting around to doing a kukri. And so the question was, what did you do with a machete? They're more interested in machete. Well, that's a viable option. As I've said in earlier videos, you've got to look at what is your environment and what is the needs that you have. Don't think that one answer answers all questions. It doesn't. So what is your needs? And this person has determined that a machete is a better choice. Okay, a machete can be a very viable use in the eastern woodlands. And this is my machete that I did quite a few modifications to. So let's talk about what I did with this. Now modifications was made over a number of years and improvements as I would think about something and go, wait a minute, that would be a good idea. Or I'd see somebody else using it. Or in some early YouTubes, I saw some stuff that helped me out a lot. And so therefore, I learned to do stuff with extra stuff with a machete. Even whenever I had kind of retired this machete and was now carrying the kukri 90% of the time as opposed to this, it still does duty because there are times that a machete is just a better tool for the job. And so I swap it out. So this has been kept current and up to date. And let me share with you what it is. Now this is a U.S. Army issue machete. In a U.S. Army 1981, I believe it is, listed plastic sheath on it. Now it has a lanyard hole. It does not have a lanyard in it. I added the lanyard. It has a hook type that goes up and hooks to a web belt. I modified that, and I've taken a gun sling for old Mose and the Gat and put it on here so I can open this up and have a big enough strap to go diagonal across my chest and carry it on my back if I want to do that way. Most of the time my machete rides in a rucksack and I reach back and pull it if I need it, okay? But I do have the ability to carry it just on me if I need to do that. Now it has a sharpener on here that is got two carbide teeth right there, and the opposite game is you pull it like that and then you push the machete through it, and I'll show you that in a minute. And it does work to a point, but I don't rely strictly on it. I've got some duct tape on here as a supply of duct tape for use in repairs, first aid, and etc., and a fire starter. Then I've got a piece of a Ranger band, which is just a bicycle tube that's been cut and put into position. I've got a fire steel that you can see right there for handling fire needs, and then I have a small mill bastard file that I use to maintain my edge, and then a big wide piece of the bicycle tube to keep that file captured in place. This is the leather strap that hooks the sling in place. Okay. The tape goes all the way to the back, and I will at various times have other things stuffed in here, but this is the basic carry of it. Now, excuse me. On the actual handle, you'll notice that the lanyard only comes through to one side. That was intentional. That is because what I do is you hook your thumb through that loop, then you hook thumb, come around and grip like that. Okay? You see how it rolls up over the knuckle like that. Now that keeps it from going out of my hand. As long as I keep my hand closed, it's not going anywhere. It's stuck in that position, and I can hold on to it. I can also bring it to this side, simply take my hand through it, not fully through it. Don't go to your wrist, just go to your hand and do it like that if I felt that necessary at the time. But I want to be able to let go of this if I need to. Now, why would you want to let go and throw a machete? You're losing your balance. You're in a position this thing could hurt you. It's a razor. So I need to be able to pitch it away from me because I'm about to go down, okay? I want the ability to let go, and if it's anchored to my wrist, it's just going to swing back in, and then I got to deal with it again. So I want to be able to let go of it clean, but I wanted it to not slip out of my hand. Now these U.S. Army have got this very hard plastic material, and you can probably just pick up in the light. I took a file and roughed it up. I don't want it so rough it makes blisters, but I do want it whenever I grip it, it doesn't slide as easy, and that's the problem with this. It's got this little tab here to keep your hand from sliding off, but it is not that great, guys, and that's the reason I went to the lanyard. Experience taught me that when your hand was tired, you were sweaty, this thing could slide too much, and so I wanted that lanyard right there. to give me an anchor point so that whenever I start slipping, it bums up. See what I'm saying? I can also quickly hang it up in the field. I need to grab a hold of something. I can turn over here to a handy stop and just hang the machete up without having to stick it in the dirt. So it's quick and handy. Now, I'm going to be using the magic marker to show you this because it's just easier because of the way I've modified mine. Okay. First off, on the back here, from here to here, okay, from that point to that point, I've made sure I had a good 90-degree spine. This is for me to shave and things like that. It's where I hook it like this and I push, you know, away from me and take and shave fat wood or whatever for making a fire, or strip bark off or things like that. That's what this 90-degree edge on the back is, from right here to right here, is for. On the opposite end, the edge end right here on this section, there's about 1 inch right here at the grip. Okay, I put a 90-degree only on that, but that is only coming from one side, and that is used with a ferro rod. That is my striker. So I stick the blade down on top of the wood, hook my ferro rod like this, and pull, and that uses that for my fire starter right there. I don't want to use my other 90-degree edge unless I have to, but therefore this one's going to get bunged up by that, dragging that fire steel across it, so it's sacrificable right there. Keeps this top edge nice and sharp for me to shave wood, etc. It's also when I'm using this kind of like a draw knife and I'm pushing and planing down to make wood smooth, like in making a bow or something, that's when I'm going to use that. Now from along the back edge, from that part to the tip, I've rounded it. I've actually taken a file and taken that edge off, so now whenever I'm holding it like this and I'm pushing the blade using this edge in here to split wood or whatever, to make small splits, it doesn't dig into my hand. I can hold it right there and bear down and not worry about it doing it. It also, if I'm going to bear down and tap this to get it stick a little deeper or whatever, I'm not going to baton a machete, but if I go to bang 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 and knock it down, I've not got that sharp edge tearing my hand up, see? Okay? And then the tip. The tip up here has actually been rounded over a little bit. Why? Well, it's not really rounded over, but what I mean is it's been brought to, it's a little bit sharp. See, I run my finger on it. It's not that. That's a grubbing edge. That's so I can turn it around and I can strike, whop down yonder on the ground for that vine or that root or whatever. I turn my machete around backwards, saving the edge, and I hit it with speed with that tip, and that will tear it out, break it, whatever, get rid of it. So, to reiterate, from here to here is a sharp 90-degree spine for planing and stuff. From here to here is simply a rounded over edge for a handle, etc. From here to here there's a little bit of an edge, just enough so that it will be used as a grubbing tool, and it isn't going to dull easy or whatever. Now, along that same line, now the starting point come up. This first, that much of the blade, from there down, is not that sharp. This is like an axe edge. Why? This is my grubbing edge. Remember I talked about where I'm having to cut something really close to the ground? That's the part I'm using. As you can probably see, the edge is a little beat up right there. I maintain that edge kind of like an axe. It is not sharpened to the 90th degree. It is a robust edge, but that's about it. It's enough that it can take an impact and not roll, chip, or bust easy, because this is going to be used down close to the ground on that edge, and therefore it needs that kind of robustness. Now from here to here, this edge is a little bit sharper. On a scale of 1 to 10, this would be like a 3 or a 4, and this would be like a 6 or 7. It's sharp enough that it splits, it cuts, and this is where the sweet spot of using a machete as a cutting tool for vines, overhead, light limbs is here to here. That's where I want to strike. I want the weight heavy nose to want to pull like a kukri does around it. I don't want to be striking all up here. That's putting a lot of shock to me. I want to strike in this zone, so that that edge is doing the job and hitting, and then momentum wants to carry it on through because of this extra weight up here. So again, from here to here, that edge is a on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 6 to a 7. something like that. And then from here all the way back, this is like a 9 or a 10. This is a knife edge. As you can tell, it's shinier right there. What I've done with that is, after I've got it a good edge, I've gone to sandpaper. And I've taken fine sandpaper and I've honed and sharpened it to where that's a razor edge right there. That is my knife edge. That is so I can use this as a knife. A big knife, but from there to there is a knife edge. So I can choke up here on this and actually use that for processing food, processing game, or whatever. That is the knife edge. So this is very, very sharp. This is not used in chopping. This is used in the chopping. This is used in the grubbing. This edge is used when I'm having to plane back toward me as a draw knife to shave fine wood. This edge is for me to push down to strip bark and stuff like that. So there are a 90-degree edge, a rounded handle, a grubbing edge, we'll call it an axe edge, machete edge, and then a knife edge. And then we've got another 90-degree fire starter right there on one blade. There are that many edges. By utilizing that, and me taking that 90-degree back edge, put my thumb against the blade, my fingers form a fist and hold. I push away. And I fine curlicue strip off bark. Or I make shavings for making a fire. Long, thin shavings rain off of that. Now, flipping around to that knife edge, if I take, now I can use this top here because it doesn't hurt my hand, see? I can push away from me, and I can also plane off thin little edges. Hard piece of wood, just like that. So if I'm going to make a feather stick, this is how I do it, using that. The next edge is a chopping edge, and that's a good bite-in axe-like edge. That grubbing edge up there will cut, as you can see, and it will lay it up. But that's using speed and power and blunt impact doing that. Now if I turn around and use that back edge, just that tip, see, it don't hurt nothing. That's to break it, snap it, dig it out with. That's what that was going to be used for. And then finally, of course, if I'm going to be splitting, that's when I'm going to come up here onto this edge and I'm going to stick it. And then I'm going to bounce, bounce, bounce down and do it. I can put my hand up here and go bounce, 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 and split with it. That's how that works. So, a machete can be turned into a very useful tool in the eastern woodlands. You need some sort of lanyard. Like I said, very handy to hang it up. I don't want to put it in the dirt. I don't want to put it in the mud. I want to utilize it, and then if I'm snapping things off, there's stobs sticking up everywhere. But if I need to hang this up in it, get me some canteen water, clean my hands off or whatever, that's the thing to do. That's when I want to utilize this. Okay, come here. Yeah, come here. Y'all say hello to Amarillo. He's been sick, and we just let him out. And so I guess he's feeling better. He wants to photobomb. Yeah, he loves his daddy. So, back to the machete. It puts all those edges at your disposal. And those are the primary things I'm going to be utilizing such a large tool for. Now, what all can I do with it? Well, the big advantage to this is when you're going through stuff where it's just limbs sticking out everywhere, vines hanging out, and you got to just tap. You're not putting any real power, but you're going to pop, 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 snapping them off so you can get through here. That's the advantage. But can I actually dig with it a little bit? Yeah, with that grubbing tip I've got on there, I can hook my hand to the blade and hook my hand to the handle and dig like a digging stick to make a small little cat trench or something like that pretty easy in the field, without damaging the good edge, my chopping edge onto it. My knife edge is reserved for those type tasks, even though I'm probably going to be carrying 2 or 3 other knives. But there are just going to be times where I need a sharp edge right here, right now, and I've got this in my hand. So that's when I pull it out and utilize it. And for the lanyard, I prefer to use paracord. It's just quick and easy and does a good job. And I want a big enough loop to do my hand, like I said, like I showed, and be able to hang it up easily in camp or on the trail as I'm stopping to shift things out of my way or whatever without having to stick it in the dirt. Therefore, I keep it available and I keep it safer. You know, at night with the sheath on it, I'll hang it up in a tree. You don't want to walk up and kick one of these things in the night, especially if somebody's pulled it you don't know about in camp and left it sitting there on that stump. Don't walk into it in the night. It will hurt you. I hope this gives you some ideas, guys, and gives you a direction to go. And if there's any more I can do for you, please let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor and hit that like, share, and subscribe button before you go. Oh, and one other thing. When you get done using your machete, and you're done with the camp out or whatever, take you a little WD-40 or something and spray down the blade, wipe it down with a paper towel, keep it a little wet, and put it back in the sheath. I always leave a little bit of oil in the sheath. That way it doesn't rust in the field. And so if something's going to have a little bit of oil in it, let it be inside that plastic sheath. If it starts getting too nasty or dirty or gummy in there, I simply take a water hose, blow the thing out, or go take it in a bathtub because it's plastic, and put hot tap water in it, flush out a little Dawn dishwashing liquid and clean it out, let it dry, and re-oil. I've had to do it maybe 4 times, and oh my God, I've had it since like 82, something like that, when I got this particular sheath. So 82 I've had this. So yeah, it lasts a long time. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.